Hey guys, this is Turok, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing 1162 of One Piece, the chapter. Uh, Holy shit, is this a wild one. And I want to do a little venting right off the bat. Uh, right away after the last few chapters, I have immediately, at this point, we'll have to see what happens at the end of the next chapter too. I have immediately put Rocks as a S tier character for me. Anyone who tries to take care of their children at the expense of themselves is an immediate top tier character, and we've seen that many times among One Piece with like Herlock, Bellemere, and Zeph, and many others too. There's Nam, Robin's mom and others like that. Kyrus and everyone else. Rebecca's mom. We all see this many times. Rox has proven himself in this chapter to be worthy of being up there in many degrees. He might be like the least of all of them because he's like we saw his other antics against the what is going on here? He has stuff with the Marines and everything else, but he comes through in a way that makes me really kind of upset with Sengoku because of the way Sengoku portrayed the story to us. How many chapters ago was that? It was the intermission part of Wano. I remember the episode number, but I don't remember the chapter. It was one. It was episode 958. I don't remember what the episode is right now. I think it was an earlier number of episode 927 or so. And wait a second. So this episode is mostly like all action with some other story stuff that comes in just the right amount. Something's up with this angle. I had to move my camera around here because it's all funky with my TV. Yeah, this is really a huge action bit now. We had the last chapter, which man, it felt so many weeks ago. We got where the others here made landfall and we everyone's Garp and everyone else came, and then we saw this great scene here where Whitebeard and Big Mom Kaido don't want to deal with Garp right now because they know he's such a powerhouse that it's like I really wonder how Whitebeard and Garp would have stacked up at some point. At this point, it's like Whitebeard knew it wasn't like worth like fighting at the point where they just in a one-on-one. I feel like Whitebeard would have been more confident. He just like, no, this is too much of a crazy stuff going on, and so he's like, nope, I'm getting out of here. And so just look at my camera. So it was this wild day, and then eventually we met we met some of the other gods knights and stuff, and Dragon got a lot of screen time here, so we understood why he hates the Celestial Dragon stuff. And so there's just so much going on. See. Yeah, and everyone was coming for Shaki, of course. So we ended it with that stuff, and now it's just like, yeah, this is piecing together so much stuff, but also adding other things, and it's given me a new theory, and I'll be interested after I record this to see if other people agree on this theory of why Rocks went down. I'm a little worried. I'm at this point because I'm like I said, I'm sympathetic toward Rocks now. I'm worried about what's going to happen to him. I don't think he's going to go down the way we thought. We kept getting this idea, oh, he's this horrible, power-hungry pirate who, the Sengoku's story is that Rocks had to be taken down by Garp and, Roger together, and I think that part of it is true, but I'm guessing after this, the circumstances of why is vastly different than what he told. And so that may have just been what he happened to see, and the way Oda is portraying us is giving us a broader picture to understand from our point, and which is, I like this too. This is us seeing what actually happened, and then just on us being able to interpret, oh, so and so saw it this way and so saw it that way, so we can see why their stories would be skewed. It's like a same thing as like those crime shows I used to watch, where everyone like sees certain things like at a scene of an accident, let's say, and because things were happening so fast, they don't have all the full information, and that's why they don't the way you hear the story from them can't be taken at face value because they just simply didn't see it right. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but you only in those cases, the way I understand it, I've seen it in those shows, is like the only bad thing is if the person is inputting their bias into the story. Then you got to be a little wary of that, because you're like, okay, maybe because they also didn't see it, they also didn't see it right. You can't take what they're saying right because what they're saying, because once they're putting bias into it, because what if they hate the other person for some reason? Alright, so now we've jumped ahead a little bit in the combat. So we start off shortly after Rayleigh has rescued Shaki, and we're getting this other stuff again where as stuff is heating up. We saw last time the Whitebeard Big Mom Kaido facing off with Garp, and then the mobilization of the God's Knights and such, and everyone's like starting to face off, and now we're kind of. I like how Oda's doing this. It's very frenetic, and I like it how it's going. The fighting now is becoming an increasing ship show here, and we see here from reports from the different Marines how Garling and Rocks are facing off against one another, and we're seeing again the map where it's going on. We got the okay, wait, is that how that went down before? So we got the Rocks Pirates and the Navy on the south side. Oh no, it's not south. It's the northwest. That's one thing I'm a little confused on. Is that the arrows a little messed up? It's just a little messed up here, I think, because I was just checking this map because the way Oda drew it last time was slightly different, where it also had shown so this is correct direction of the Rocks and Roger Pirates. In the last one they did in the last chapter, they show the Celestial Dragons over here leading going away to this right side of this map. I was just about to say too, they keep saying northwest and southeast, so this map technically, when you draw a map, the way I've always seen them is you have the north at the top, but Oda is just doing it top down with the line, maybe to make it easier for drawing purposes. But like, if I remember correctly, so if that's northwest, never mind. Okay, I see what's going on. So they say, Roger and the others are coming from the northwest, but now Rocks has ended up over there with Garling. Okay. The other thing I was still gonna say is though that they should have the map skewed. I can't do it correctly on screen, but like they should have this map a little differently. Oda should, if there's like, he does have the thing like there. Duh, never mind. Wait a minute, does it have that little thing there? Yeah, there was no compass last time. Okay, I was bringing up I don't know if I brought up last time. Yeah, he fixed the compass there. Okay, someone must have told him that he put a compass there, and now we can see. Hold on. I gotta fix this up. He can see where that north is. Okay, it's just that when you see official maps, they'll never put a compass like that. They'll like have it straight north south like that. And I just had to check that out, how he's doing a map versus. Cause when I was a kid, I used to collect a lot of maps. I love studying them. I had different geography books and stuff. I don't have them anymore, but they were really always fun to read that stuff. And so last chapter we didn't see much of Rocks after he made landfall. We focused a bit more on Big Mom, Kaido, Whitebeard, and some of the others, as they were all trying to rush to find Shaki. So now we're getting together with all of them, and we jumped ahead a bit where we got Rayleigh and the Roger Pirates trying to just escape now, retreat. Because the whole goal of both crews was to save Shaki, and Rayleigh is holding her here, and it's gonna be cute. So the others are they're trying to hold the Marines back. They're facing off against vice admirals and other high-ranking officers, which are respectably strong. So they're trying to just escape there. And we even got Roger saying the Rocks. Yeah, wait, Rocks is behind us. Navy's ahead. Right, okay, yeah. But Rox isn't even trying to fight him. So this is going to be. So Rox hasn't even become Roger's enemy at this point. It really has become like, whether they know it or not, and kind of toward the end, it becomes this way. The pirates are all becoming allies against the Marines, and they're just trying to fight to escape now because the Marines are just trying to think that the are only concerned about the Celestial Dragon's well-being. And so you got Roger here saying, "Yeah, the Rox is behind us and Navy's head. Rayleigh, you go on, because protect Shockey. Because as much, I'm sure at this point Roger's probably thinking in his head, "Damn, I lost my chance." But he doesn't want her to die. He's not going to be an asshole. Even Rox, I think, wouldn't be an asshole about this. They're like, "Well, we want to protect Shockey. We all can agree Shockey's." We're all blessed by having her in the world. I respect this for all the pirates here. They all, some of Rox's pirates like Silver Axe and Shiki really are still obsessed with her. We'll see that in a minute. But they all will probably can agree, like, okay, well, we don't want her to die. The world's better with her in it. So, and Roger too seems to be like that. And he's like, okay, well, the shit's getting hit in the fan here. We gotta like, someone's got to stand here and hold the line while Shockey escapes to safety. Excuse me. Flying. And so we get some other people saying, "Wait a minute, that's where Shockey is? Oh my God, get her! I'm so jealous." Yeah, some people are still doing this. It's a little. Wait a minute here. Come on. What's going on? All right, so we get into this. Yeah, we see here with the Rox pirates, they're starting to fight. Shiki, actually, no, Shiki's the one who says this first. Like, wait a minute, don't. He tells those subordinates there, like, don't try attacking Rayleigh. You'll end up hurting Shockey in the process. Let's focus our energies now on going after the other treasures. And so we got here him and Whitebeard, and we got Ganji? Was it Gonji? Oh shit, I forgot his name. What is that? They're now all focusing their efforts on going after the treasure and saving their lives and protecting Shockey too. So yeah, it really becomes like a. Sorry, I was just checking. I think that's Ganzu that's there with Whitebeard, the one with the armor. Yeah, that's him and Whitebeard are fighting together, warding off some of the the Marines. And we switch briefly to Shockey and Rayleigh, and Shockey, she's just in heaven now. Her hero has come to save her, and it's so sweet. I was just reading this again. I feel so bad again for Ginny. I was weeping a bit over Ginny again, that nothing like this happened for her. And I feel sad too, because I was saying before, like, it was so sad because Fisher Tiger basically did his own one-man version of this 15 years ago. He came into Barijwa itself and freed so many slaves, and then Ginny got captured about a year later. Maybe it was a prize like this, that's my guess, and no one was able to save her. So watching this happen is like bittersweet to me, knowing what happened, how this stuff keeps happening, and it really makes me want to see the Celestial Dragons go down all the more so. So she's there just enjoying it. Look at her here. She's breathing in the sweat probably. She's like, oh, it's just so cute to see them together here. And so Rayleigh's just. It looks like Rayleigh's about to confess to her also, and we don't get to see the rest of that. It's so cute though. But now I like that Oda's brilliant here though. Like, this feels like an Avengers or other movies like that where they able to swap around scenes so well. Because now we switch back to Kuma and Ivankov, and we get some clarification here on this. This is great for the stuff with them and then Big Mom and Kaido. So now we switch back to them having the chaos going on that Ginny and Ivankov wanted. They are able to get to the pawpaw fruit and the fish Azure Dragon fruit. And this is the scene, we're seeing it from a slightly different angle of them having it and about to eat it. And Kuma's, like, wait, these are the fruits? Which one's which? And then Ivankov's, well, I don't care. Either one will be beneficial to us. Let's eat them. And so then we get to the scene again. We get Big Mom coming in here. She's come there just for these devil fruits. And this is something too. She must have just been lying to Kaido at some point. Her greed's getting ahead of her. She said to him, "Oh, Kaido, at least you go here. There's a fruit. There might be some devil fruits you could end up eating." but she wants them for herself, really, for her kids, I should say. She already has her own devil fruit. So we get the scene again from a different angle. She rushes in, pins down Ivankov, and then is able to take the Azure Dragon fruit. Well, and then Kuma's got the pawpaw fruit, and she's ready to go take it from him. And then we get to see him again eat the fruit. Wait, did we actually see it that way? What chapter was it now? I'll have to go look later. I don't know if they actually showed him eat the fruit. I know, like, Ivankov's like, don't think about it, just eat it. Yeah, we see him run away there. Because then we just swapped after that. We swapped to seeing Saturn later. And I know that must have been a time period after. We get some clarification on that. It was so weird how they jumped to Kite. I've seen Saturn right after Kuma ran away from Big Mom. Like, where's Big Mom now? So that part with Saturn must come later. We'll see that here. So yeah, she's on it. She wanted both of the fruits because she's gonna clarify it later. But it looks like she doesn't have all her kids at this point that are that she has had birthed. I was about to say, I don't know if that's a proper term. Have not all had devil fruits, and she wants these for them here. And we'll get into that in a minute. That's an interesting what if. So now we saw that how that went down. So that was really good too, because now Oda's giving us a timeline and helping us understand where everything stands from here. And this is just so yeah, so Sengoku is here as well. This is an interesting part too. So Sengoku and Garp have this conversation here. First we got, the pirates are starting to fight each other. No, that can't be Marco. Someone was saying Marco was here. That can't be, right? How old is Marco's too young to be here. But that looked kind of like Marco. I thought Marco's only 41 or so. Well, yeah. Marco's only 43 at this time. That image there, I saw that now. I missed that one, but I saw comments about it. Someone there is fighting Silver Axe, and we also see Barbell and others are fighting. That looks like Stussy on the right. And we see them fighting with somebody else. People were saying, oh, if that's Marco. Maybe Marco's dad was there. But Marco's only 5 at this time. He could not have been big enough to fight like that. And the only way he would look like that is if if that was Marco, I could think of it as if he had Bonnie's devil fruit. But we know he gets the Phoenix zone later on. So whoever that is, this looks like him. So there's a lot of fighting here going on. I forgot to mention, the whole chapter is called God Valley Battle Royale. So now there's just all kinds of fighting here as everyone's trying to get some of the treasure and run off. And now we get to some of the Marines, and it says from their perspective. And this is very telling too. So Roger's like, not Roger, Garp says to Sengoku, did you know about this kind of stuff was going on? Like, he kind of sounded like he did too when we got that conversation with him and Kong. But like, so something's here. He's like, wait a minute, this can't be real, right? Have you ever heard that this actual stuff is going on? And then Sengoku says, well, I heard about a man who reported rumors of what he saw, but then he disappeared. And it's like, and Garp's even like, this is like, so Garp kind of hinted that he knew about this, but this is like, you can tell at this point. I wonder, like, this is interesting too, because he's like, we got Sengoku saying earlier when he reported the bullet points of this story to those other Marines at Wano during the Wano arc, how Garp never wanted to join them, be an admiral because he wanted to stay away from this stuff. And I feel like this is probably the defining moment for him. So we got Dragon, his son, saying later, I'm going to leave the Marines. I don't want any part of this. And he's totally wiping his hands of it. But we also get to see his father, Garp, saying like he wants to stay in the Marines. He's been in here now for probably a good 20 years or so, and he won't leave. That's his life now. But you can really see him thinking, what the hell is going on with this stuff where we have to defend this kind of tragedy and shit and let it happen? This is not right. We're supposed to defend the people of the world, but we're supposed to defend these bullshit from the people above. So This is a very telling moment for Garp as well. This is just, Oda's just done so well in drawing all these different strings together. I feel like we should have a giant knot with the pirates on the top, Marines on the bottom, or vice versa, and all the stuff that's going to happen here. It's just so much shit going on. This is going to be the most epic episode. I know we're going to like think, oh, when Luffy gets the One Piece or defeats Blackbeard, but this is such a good defining moment. This feels like World War One in a good bad way. And I know World War One is not good, but like this is like so much change happens after this, and Oda even brings that up a bit in here. So now we get to Rox and his wife. Wait, what was her name again? Shoot. Let me check. Right, so her name is Iris, we saw in the last chapter. And so Rox was successfully able to find her, and she's holding Teach still. I'm going to just call him Teach. We know he's Blackbeard or Marshall. I'm going to just say Teach, it's easier. So, Naya, it says here, from Rox's perspective. So he's got, this is one of the big moments here. We see what's going on. So Rox was able to track down, during the other chaos we've been watching, reading, track down Iris and Teach, and the God's Knights are chasing after him, and they're turning other people into their devil slaves, the way we saw Emu doing earlier. So it's not clear at this point if they can always do it themselves. I think that happened when before the flashback when Emu possessed Gunko, and we're gonna get something like that, of course. But Rox is finally realizing. I feel like Rox is at this point thinking, "Wow, I may have bitten off more than I can chew with my dream of taking down Emu." He's realizing, "Holy shit, these God's Knights are really something," and that's something I want to bring up too, because Dragon now is attempting to face off against the government. So based on what we see here, he must really fully understand, not fully, he has a bit more of a perspective of what's going on than even Rox did. It's like, what I mean is that Dragon's has been in a planning phase of taking out the government for 20 plus years now, and then Rox has been planning this stuff for around that amount of time at this point too. This has been 18 years since he went and saw Emu, and so now it's just like, I wonder if Rox is thinking, holy shit, maybe I bit off more than I can chew. And now Dragon's, at this point, 38 years later, is thinking, I have to think carefully. Rox himself wanted to take down the government for his own means, not the same as mine, but like, now I know stuff that even he didn't know, so I have to plan very carefully against, because now there's the God's Knights. I just wonder how much Rox knew about them. So yeah, he's going off there, and we can see Garling and the others are pursuing him, and he's been warding them off, but he's like seeing how that they have an ability of regeneration, and that's something else too we gotta bring up quickly. We haven't had anything like that outside of that. That's one of the major focal a power thing we get a lot in different fantasy superhero type stuff, where some character can regenerate. I love how Oda has waited this long until we got to meet the Gorosei and the God's Knights to see abilities of quick regeneration like this. The closest I can think of only comes down to Doflamingo being able to manipulate his body with the strings to repair his organs that were damaged by Luffy's attacks. But that wasn't a pure regeneration in this effect. There's something here going on. I like that it's not a devil fruit. I wonder if there still will be a devil fruit that can do that. Well, no, also, excuse me, there is also the Tontada princess helped repair Law's arm. That was very interesting too. I gotta look up again. Is her ability, yeah, it's not really a devil fruit, because we get this stuff now and then too. We've been getting this since the beginning. We had Miss Golden Week, who did stuff with the painting. We got the Tontada princess, and now we got these guys that are doing stuff that are not strictly devil fruits. And it's just like every now and then Oda just throws that little curveball at us that is so wild. Now I'm gonna make a list after this about the different outside the power thing that is just so Okay, so anyways, back to this. The other, I think these are other members of their family. Are gonna say they've been getting turned into the devil subordinates. I'm gonna call them. Who the apparently someone, maybe the God's Knights are doing this, like I said. And so Rox is getting overwhelmed, so he's just saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna run away." His priority here. This is why I like him more now. Like I said, his priority now is to save Iris and Teach, and he's like, "Screw all this. I'm getting out of here." So someone's parents, dad, and granny. Is this supposed to be Iris saying it, or I don't know if this is supposed to be Iris or Rock saying one or the other had their parents and grandparents turned into those things too. Remember, I had missed this earlier. I think this was in 1160 that some of the other there's more members of the Davy clan here that have been hiding out, and that's the thing I wanted to talk about too briefly. It's very interesting to see that the Davy clan were able to secretly hold out among other people and try to flourish. And it's also because it makes it sad that when it came to Kuma, his father was probably the last one at that time, and it's like he was secretly hiding out too in the Wait, was that in the same area here? Was that the West Blue also? Oh, I forget now. I'll look later. And it's like, okay, he was all by himself, hiding, and he'd married his wife, and unfortunately, his wife, and Kuma suffered because having like we're all the suffering's bad, but it's just like interesting to see that the looks like the Buccaneers must have been whittled down more than the Davy clan, and Davy clan had managed to hide together at least for a while in the shadow of a community in this one area of the world. So we switch to the celestial again. Yeah, the knights talking, and we've seen that Garling's even taking some bad hits from Rox. So this is also a very good testament to how powerful Rox is. So we can clearly see. We still don't really get a good testament at this point of how strong like Whitebeard or Big Mom would stand up too. But we know that Scopper and Rayleigh must be able to inflict great damage to the God's Knights, and so does Rock. So it's really fun to see that. It's just now it's interesting to think about what the way we're still learning about this other level of hockey that can harm uh, these beings here, because we're learning how they're different than even like because we got the advanced hockey that Big Mom and Kaido themselves have that protects against the basic hockey, which is formidable in and of itself, but like different than. And then we got a third tier here. So yeah, Garling, and is that Mafe? I forget. No, she don't have glasses. This might be another one, another God's Knight. She's riding a mount like he is, and there's someone else there, and he's like, Garling's upset, like, oh, this mortal is more powerful than I thought. My wounds are gonna take a while to heal. And she's like, yeah, but now we know he's one of the Davy clan. We must take him out. And if we do, I'm sure the Great One will be delighted. And so now we switch to Garling. Rox is running away here still, and then Iris is like realizing how dire the situation is, and I like how she goes like, "You gotta let me down, Zebek. I know you can't take them on like this. You have to face them, and or not have to face them. The only way us to get away here is for you to fight them properly." And Rox here even says, I love how he points this out. Listen, I can't let you down. If one of us gets captured, we're known to be part of the Davy clan. The agony they'll put us through will be like hell seem, nothing. And it's just like, it's really telling you. I like that they show how well that the Davy clan has been really. We saw this too with the Buccaneer thing with Kuma's dad. They've been telling each other stories forever how dangerous it is, which is also something very interesting because we've been wondering about the D clan, and we found out through Emu and the others how the D's are the people who stand against God, fight God, but it's like they haven't been persecuted the way the Davies and Buccaneers are. So it'll be interesting to see what Oda goes with later and how well connected people who are labeled the D's and the Buccaneer and Davy clans are, because it sounds to me like the D clan might be like maybe they were subordinates or lesser versions of stuff compared to the Buccaneers and Davy clan, where they're not considered a danger because they don't know the history. The Buccaneers and Davies here, from what we've seen in the last 2 arcs, clearly have enough history to know we have to stay out of sight of the world government. So who is this? So I think must be those are probably Iris's parents then. I think her parents and or grandparents, and I think this is Rox saying I'm part of the Davy clan and your family and welcomed me even though I became a pirate. And but then Iris says, I might be getting it so wrong, but she's like, this is definitely her. I understand the fate of the clan. Let me down. Um I know what's gonna happen. I know the dangers, but I can't hold you back. And she makes this great statement though. If I was just some kind of helpless woman who only would let you protect me, and I can't even protect my child, you wouldn't have fallen in love with me, would you? This is such a good moment from her, touching moment. So we really see she's a tough lady. I really like how they portray her here. So this moment's tough. I feel like I almost glossed over this, but I like what she says here. And so Rox is first like, well, don't be don't be a hero. No, not really. Like it's just don't be an idiot. But it's like thinking. I think he's trying to say don't be a. I think he's trying to. Yeah. I know. I'm just getting a lot of energy in me with this. Don't. I'm thinking he is saying like, look, I know understand what you're saying, but we have to try to, it's better to hide and live. I think he's trying to say than to, be a hero, not And she says, if it looks like they're going to catch me, I'll kill Teach and end my own life. That is some dark shit. I've seen that stuff before too. I really didn't expect Oda to put that in there. And here's something very important too. If we let's both try to find a way to survive, and we'll meet again in Lulusia, which we just like. Okay, interesting. We just found Lulusia's gone now, but they had planned to use it as a rendezvous. Rendezvous? I can't say it right. Oh man! In this moment too, we really see how tough she is, and even Azebek looks like he's so conflicted to not leave her behind. He wants to stay with his wife and child. I love this so much. I respect him so much for them showing this, this being part of the story and stuff. He just like, oh, she runs off here, and then Garling's getting all excited. Oh, he finally relinquished his wife and son. So how shall I attack? So he's getting excited, thinking he can really win this. Oh, this is gonna be funny. So okay, so we get a moment here where we're gonna get switched to it later more, but Rox is all fired up there because he has something to protect now. This is so motivational. He's like, well, and he starts. I don't know if he's swinging his hockey around or whatever, but he starts making a big proclamation and kind of like draws attention to him. And you see that, like, stay here, monsters, do your worst. Like looks like he's ready to lay down his life, which is like, again, this is why I'm so upset by Son Goku's story that we heard earlier, and confused too. But I have a theory of what's going to happen. So he's fighting there, and God, Teach, like, who did I watch? I just watched another one of One Piece reviewers. She made a good point. Like I agree with her. Like, this is why Teach might be fucked up. We want Teach to stop his machinations in the present, but like seeing the stuff he saw here must have really traumatized him. So we switched to a last shot with Iris running away with Teach, and good golly, he man, this is just tough to watch now. So we'll get back to Zebek and Garling later. So now we go back to Big Mom and Kaido, and she's got the Azure Dragon fruit, and she's like, "Oh, I found it. This must be the fish fruit. I'll give this one to Katakuri." Holy crap! We got to stop right there too. So Katakuri did not have his mochi fruit this time. That is very interesting to point out. Uh, so she wanted to give him a dragon. Imagine Katakuri as a dragon, which is kind of funny because wasn't there a theory? I was late to the party with this one, but I saw One Piece right when Wano was starting or thereabouts. So I was hearing a theory around, as I started getting into One Piece in 2018. As I got back into it, that Katakuri could be Kaido's kid, and we can disprove that now because Katakuri and Kaido are 11 years apart, and of course Big Mom didn't even meet Kaido 2 years later. Like even if they changed Kaido's age, it also was like Katakuri, Big Mom and Kaido didn't meet until like 4 years after Katakuri was born. So that either way, it doesn't work. Uh, so she's proudly like holding out the fruit, like, oh, this is a great fruit that will power up, be a great addition to my future crew. And then Kaido jumps in here because we can see here, he desperately wants a devil fruit for himself, and I don't feel so bad for Big Mom because she kind of said, "Oh, don't you want a devil fruit?" to Kaido like 2 or 3 chapters ago, and now she's like, "No, I'm gonna keep them all for my kids." So Kaido just leaps in here, smacks it with his kanabo, and then takes the fruit and oh, I don't have the big hay jump, and just swallow. Oh no, let's go. And swallows it down in one gulp to take the power. And it's like no wonder she's mad with him. But at the same time, I'm just thinking, oh, she kept saying to him in that one chapter, "Oh, you owe me, Kaido. I gave you the devil fruit, and you're indebted to me." No, you wanted to keep him a Katakuri, you goddamn liar. He takes it and he's chewing it up. He's grinning away here, and she's all mad. And now, yeah, we switch to there's so much there to unpack. So Big Mom just is bullshitting us the whole time. Oh, Kaido, you're indebted to me. No, you're not. You lie. You took the fruit. You planned on taking it for Katakuri. I get it, but you said to Kaido, "Oh, you should get a fruit from here." I guess you know what it is. She probably would have, if she had been able to get the one from Kuma. I bet she would have decided which one. She probably would have kept the dragon one and say, "Hey, Kaido, you can have this one. I'm feeling generous," and then make him feel guilty. But now that she only could get one of them, she's like, "No, I want one," because she's still looking out for her long-term goals of keeping a fruit for her children and bolster her forces. So yeah, and then we switch here now to seeing Dragon. I think this is the only time we see Dragon. He's running along with Shanks still, and now Shanks is finally crying. Actually, that was something earlier. Dragon said, "Oh, I can't believe you guys are so calm," but now Shanks is freaking out, and then he got injured by the other Celestial Dragon, but he's doing okay, and Eris is like doing her best to protect Teach. I don't think we're going to see either one of them left. Yeah, we're getting to the other stuff now. Okay, so now we're back to the treasure area, the main staging area, as it were, to that the Celestial Dragon set up, and we got the Roger pirates. Can you see Scopper there? Like they found this whole trove of actual gold and jewels and stuff, and wait, there's even some devil fruits. Wait, what devil fruits did they find? Uh, So it looks like is that Gangzu? It looks like some of the Roger pirates got to this treasure first, but now some of the Rocks pirates are showing up, and then the Marines are also showing up, and you see Garp here too. Like, what kind of justice is this on this island going so crazy? Let's see. Now we go. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get some of this stuff here. God, there's still so much going on. So we're gonna get some stuff here with Kuma and such. So we see more Marine reinforcements coming, and we got some of the slaves and other citizens of the island here going like, "Please rescue us! Help us! Look what's going on here! This is fucked up!" And I don't know who's saying this. The God Valley is. I feel like that's either Emu or Saturn because they're gonna show up here. The God Valley is unaffiliated, therefore. Is that supposed to be him? So there's just so much going on this page. We get Kuma. Now he's eating the devil for his pawpaw fruit. And he's like, I want to save as many people as possible. And we're going to get some of that in a minute. I like how they brought that back in. Now we switched to Saturn. He's watching all this shit going down. And he's communicating with that telepathically with Emu. It's like, what the hell is going on? So this is something interesting too. It seems to us, we kind of got hinted to this with Emu in the last arc. I'm wondering if Emu's got observation hockey so powerful he can observe stuff going on around the world. Because we kind of got a hint of this type of power with Viola, the from Viola Riku from Dressrosa, and she could see stuff going on around there. It looks like Emu's is so potent he can extend it across the world as he sees fit, and he's watching what's going on here to make sure things go smoothly. And so now he's communicating with Saturn, his subordinate, and he's wondering like, what's going on? What's the status of rocks? What's going on here? And even Saturn's like, I don't know what the hell's going on. There's just so much here. And he looks overwhelmed here. Look at this face he's got going on, and he makes this weird prophetic stuff. There's a dangers here that will create wanton destruction for. The way it was, where was it in the there was where it was written in the unofficial one. I think he's trying to say like some of the stuff that's going down here I feel is going to affect us for years to come. Official version is something new is about to be born, and then Emu's like that shit must not happen. And as we do that, we get this great shot here of Kaido's learning to use his fruit, and he's turned into his basic zone form, like it's not his hybrid form. I mean, and he's flying in the air, and you see all these other people like, what the fuck? Now there's a dragon in here? What the hell is going on? This episode, I cannot wait. This is gonna be an episode on crack or whatever. Oh my god, it's like so much caffeine and stuff gonna be necessary or something to calm me down. There's just too much going on here. This is gonna be like, what are they gonna do? Make this 2 episodes, and they better get they better get that studio, the group of them out that can do that high quality stuff like we saw with 1100, the one with Luffy and Lucci, or the one recently with was it last one or 144? 100, yeah, one of those. They better get them out for this. This is just going crazy. So here we switch to Kuma, and we get a bit of tidbit of him, the stuff he had Oda skipped over in was it 198, and it was episode 1130. I forget what the chapter was, and Ivankov said, well, you were able to save at least 500 people. So now they're trying out the fruit here. He's with these other citizens, and he's using the thing, and he got Ivankov and everything there, and he's like, send us wherever you can, anywhere but here. And we get nice little things. Everyone's saying thank you. Oh, we pray for safety and all that stuff. It's so touching. I love it. And he's sending a lot. We get to see Ginny and Ivankov. Yeah, and then this is like near the end now, and we get this huge hockey energy now, and everyone sees it. This is amazing. So we get the faces of some of the biggest people here. We start with Roger, Garp, and Rox. Like, what the frig? And they're like, they feel the hockey. It's just the same thing as we saw when Chopper and Jinbei, Zoro, and Lucci in the recently, thinking, what the heck is that ominous hockey? And then some of the people like seeing some of it. They're like telling Roger, something's going on with Rox, Captain. No, and he's like, no, I don't think. Actually, yeah, it's in the unofficial. Yeah, I like how it says in the unofficial here. It's like, it says, no, wait, we got bigger fish to fry here. But in the unofficial, he's like, no, I don't think that's them. And now we switch back to rocks. So Garling doesn't stand a chance against him, it appears. We go to rocks, and like I said, he's got the power of a father flowing through his veins. And he got this ominous silhouette. I love it. So he's taking on whoever else was lined up with him too. And he's like, you're trying to use my family against me? If this is my end, I'm not holding back whatsoever. And then you got Garling on the ground all bloodied up. He just can't stop. It's just so satisfying because this is the only time now we've seen since we saw Emmett stop the Gorosei, then we saw Scopper kind of handle what was fighting Summer. So we can it's satisfying to see that how Rox is fighting off against fighting Garling and taking him down. So we get to the last page here. Right, is this the right one? Yeah. I just had to check because they jump to this. They jump around a little bit again. Right here, we go to this last great moment. And everyone's lining up here. We start with Whitebeard showing up and gonna team up with Rox. They don't say directly, but then we got Rox saying, "Are you sure? There's nothing in it for you." And Whitebeard's kind of like, "Hey, I owe you actually, because I've been every time all my drinking at the bar, I've been just making you pay for it." This is so heartwarming somehow. I did not expect to think that Whitebeard and Rox would get along together like this. We kept getting the other stuff where he was saying like, "Oh, why are you bossing me around?" Especially in the last when we got the Kuma flashback and they briefly showed them come when they arrived here. And then now Kaido comes down like, "Hey guys, look at me! I'm a giant fucking dragon!" Oh my god, the camaraderie here is kind of funny. Big Mom, I feel like, is probably the angriest one here. Of course, Shiki and the others too, who wanted to get Shaki. So we get this great shot. Everyone's lining up for this final showdown. We got the battle royal is about to start, and Kaido's coming out like, "Look at me! I got my own power now. I'm gonna test this out." And Rox compliments him like, "Oh, good for you. Looks like you're having the most fun of everyone now." And Whitebeard says, "Oh, that's great. You got a power finally, but let's worry about that later. What the hell is going on over here?" And now we get this weird dramatic scene, and we see the others too. And then everyone's like, "Saint Saturn, what's going on?" And this silhouette, we clearly know what it is because Oda showed us with Gunko. A monster's showing up, and you see him in his spider form, but look at the shadow over it. Oops. And Garp is like, "What the hell?" I said before I was dreaming, but I was like, I was joking, but now I'm really like, what the hell's going on? And Roger's just getting excited too. Him and Kaido especially are all so excited. Like, what a great world we live in. Look at this shit. There's so much we have to still learn. And then Rox finishes off like, he heard Garp say that. So they don't show him together there, but they must be close by. Oops. And he's like, "What is it you say?" "Oh, if I had to call anything, that thing represents the world." Because he can recognize the eyes too. It's really cool. He's like, he met Emu 18 years ago. He's like, "I know who that is. I see what's going on. This is our destiny." Holy shit. I love this so much. I feel like there's going to be like a temporary alliance going on here. I don't know how Garp would do exactly, but like the other five, right? 1, 2, yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. We got Kaido. No. 5. Yeah, can't count today. Kaido, Whitebeard, Rox, Roger, Garp. Yeah, the other 4. I keep thinking of 6 because of silhouettes. I feel like what we're going to actually have happen here is that Rox, Whitebeard, Kaido, and Roger especially, maybe Garp, are going to be teaming up and fight freaking Emu. Oh my god, and Garp might help too. This is friggin' wild. I am blown away by this, and I thought this chapter was going to be wild enough, and it was, and it is. It's like, what the hell now? We got all these people. Like, is Big Mom going to step in and help too, or Shiki or anyone else? I feel like Oda's not going to bring them in as much. He just really wants to get these guys here because we know that, like, Kaido, Whitebeard, Big Mom, and the others are like, they're all going to become Yonko. We got Rox here. Whoo! I just can't. I just can't with this. I never thought I'd be saying that, but the energy flowing out of this chapter, all the characters doing their utmost. Everyone. We got Iris doing her, saying she's a mom. I'll protect my kid. We got Rox protecting his kid. You got all this stuff going down. We just got to see more of Kuma. I'm just like, and the next one's probably gonna be better. Every time you think Oda can't top it, he knows how to. He knows how to. He built up all these characters over the years, and now we're gonna see like 7 to 10 of them, whatever, all together fighting each other. So now, because we're gonna, Garling might get back up and help too. Oh, is that what's gonna happen? So, anyways, my main concern here that I was hinting at earlier, I also want to bring up, is I worry that Imu is going to use that power to flip someone to his side, and it's going to be used on Rox when he's unable to resist it. I have a feeling that all these characters here could at this point resist it, so maybe not Kaido as much. I don't, well, because he's just a lot younger. But Rox, Whitebeard, Garp, and Roger, I feel like they would have the ability, the hockey energy to resist this if they're getting flipped. But I'm really concerned that what's going to happen is Rox is, that when Sengoku said that Roger and Garp had to work together, that Garp's gonna get turned into one of those subordinate devil servant things, and that's gonna be where Roger and Garp have to take him down, even though they realize he's not the real enemy, because Imu's gonna use Rox as a puppet to fight them. That is my main concern here. What's gonna happen? That if it does happen in that way in some capacity, it's going to make me feel more sad for him, because like he might have come out of this alive otherwise and been able to live with his wife and kid, and maybe things would not have gone down as they have now. So holy shit. So I think the thing here too is interesting is how Imu is like saying, okay, no, I can't let any of these Davy clan people get escape. They're extremely dangerous. At this point, yeah, they probably think that they've wiped out all the Buccaneers. They got Kuma under there as a slave there, and so they're probably thinking, okay, the Davy clan's the last ones, other than the D people, Garp, etc., that we have to worry about, because they know their power. And don't know what it is too. It makes me think that people, some of the Davy clans and others like that, can really like step up a little higher above with their hockey and stuff to become a true threat to the world government. I wonder if that's part of it. We know that Scopper and Rayleigh and the others must be able to stand a chance, but there's something seems a little extra with the Davies and Buccaneers that Imu and the others are concerned about, and I really can't wait to see what that is. That standard is like there's something. So far, the closest we got that stuff is like how Luffy possessing the Sun God fruit is different too. And how and it's like a spearhead of freedom. There's something else there, I'm sure. Maybe that represents as well. But also with the Davy clan, I was like, okay, what is it about them? What is their with their? It's not just their pursuit of freedom, which is also really good. Their mindset to not be subordinates is part of it, I'm sure. But it seems like Oda's hinting at a little extraordinariness, just enough to kind of resist something from Imu's powers, maybe a little something special, a little special sauce in their hockey, maybe that says no, we can. Our hockey, even if we have great, even if Whitebeard has great hockey, maybe he could get turned into a slave too, the devil servant slave thing. But it's like something else about Rox and Kuma and Luffy and Garp are like, no, we can resist you because there's something there. Maybe it's just that passion in of itself will make their hockey better. There's just so much to think about there. So that was such an awesome chapter. And yeah, I'm just going to leave it right there. I really have to sit on this now. I want to see, I've been waiting all weekend because like 4 or 5 other people posted videos about this already. And I want to see what they say about this. And something. I don't know if I'll make a follow-up on this yet because I'm kind of getting all my thoughts out here. I do have something else I want to bring up about Luffy later with Laughdale, but I'm going to say that for a separate, like, short or something. Yeah, that's going to be it for today. Thanks for watching.